So just how to look after the, the stack. So when you take it out on the water, once you've finished, my recommendation is that you give it a spray down with fresh water, just to stop any build-up of So my recommendation is when you take the paddleboard, when you take the stack out, then once you've finished, just spray it down with fresh water. So the beauty about closed cell foam is that it is completely water repellent, and it will, as a result, then it doesn't hold any bacteria and it doesn't develop any mold. But if the Velcro is left wet, then that will affect it. So once you've finished using it, spray everything down, and then put it somewhere where it can just dry off. But when you finished it, you don't want to leave it all stacked up, because if it is wet, then that moisture will struggle to evaporate. So that's what I would recommend you do after you finish the paddle. In terms of adjusting it, the Velcro is attached using a specific green double-sided tape. Now, this is really, really strong. However, if you try and rip it, then you will either damage the foam, or you'll damage the, or you might rip the Velcro off of the foam. So my recommendation is that if you're going to make any adjustments, is that you do it very, very slowly and carefully. And then the same with the top, is that you hold both both bits that you're going to separate, and then again very gently lift up, so you can see where the two Velcro pieces are. So you can get your thumb in underneath it, and then slowly move them apart. But if you try and separate them forcefully, then you will you could damage the foam and its contact with the Velcro. Now, in terms of heat, the glue that attaches the Velcro to the foam, if it's exposed to really high heat, then it will become more sticky. And so my recommendation is not to leave this in a really hot environment. So leaving it in a car on a really hot day, the Velcro and the glue will begin to get really, really sticky, and that they can separate. So if it's a really hot day, then it's best not to leave the equipment exposed to the sun and really, really high temperatures. If you do, then again you need to be extremely careful when you take pieces apart. So again, if it does get really, really hot, then the best thing to do is to not do anything with taking the foam sections off. It's to basically just take it into a cool place and let everything cool down. The glue will then go back to its original state, and it will still be really, really strong. But we don't want to expose this to really, really high temperatures. So an example, leaving in the car, we don't want to. This will affect it. So some key recommendations are that you spray down and the stack after it's been used and after it's got wet, and that you then separate each of the individual components and let them dry off, so that we have no residual water left on it, which will protect the Velcro and the glue and the foam. That we don't want to expose this to really high temperatures, like being left in a car. So because that will affect how the glue functions, holding the Velcro to the foam. And then when we are adjusting the stack and adjusting the different sections, then we need to just be very, very careful with how we separate each section, and that will just ensure the longevity of the stack.